Good afternoon, everybody. This is Steve Fletcher with the Trumpet for My People. Today is May 6th, 2019, and I want to talk to you about manna from heaven, which began falling on the 16th day of the second month. Manna from heaven on 2/1/6. Exodus 16, which is the second book of the Bible in chapter 16, 2:1-6. And they took their journey from Elim, and all the congregation of the children of Israel came unto the wilderness of Sin, which is between Elim and Sinai, on the 15th day of the second month, after their departing out of the land of Egypt. And the whole congregation of the children of Israel murmured against Moses and Aaron in the wilderness. This was the 15th day of the second month. If we go to this website and look at the Hebrew history of the days of the year, on the 15th of Iyar, we will see that the supply of matzah, the unleavened bread that the Jews had brought with them from Egypt, which they had brought enough for 60 meals, was exhausted on the 15th of Iyar, the 30th day after the Exodus. When they complained to Moses that they had nothing to eat, the Lord notified them that he would rain down bread from heaven to sustain them, alluding to the manna, which began falling one day later. So the 15th of Iyar, they began complaining that they had no food to eat. It was on the 16th of Iyar, the next day, that the bread from heaven began falling in the morning. The man fell 6 days a week. A double portion fell on Friday to include the Shabbat. Unlike other miracles that were one-time events, the man continued to fall day after day throughout the 40 years of the Jewish wandering in the desert. The interesting thing about this is that manna from heaven began falling on the 16th day of the second month, which is 2/1/6. 2/1/6 is also the number of the beast. 6 times 6 times 6. And we know that Barack Obama is number 216. He was born on the 216th day of the year, and his name is tied to 666. So I wanted to study about this and look up Obama manna. I looked up Obama manna in the Google search, and I found an unlimited number of times that Obama is used as with the term manna from heaven. Obama manna from heaven. So 216, the number of the beast, manna from heaven. Now let's look at the number of articles that I found that ties Barack Obama to manna. And I had never looked at this side of it before. I have never been watching the 17th day and the 16th day of the second month as I am now, as we're leading up to the 70th year of Israel ending on the day the ark closes, the flood beginning 7 days later, and being the day before the flood begins, 2/16, and the flood beginning on 2/17. Barack Obama, manna from heaven. Obama manna. Manna, in Spanish it's manna, but manna sang at Obama's inauguration day. A Mexican group, Manna, sang at Obama's inauguration day. When Barack Obama went to Kenya, this article came out and said Kenya is expecting Obama manna during historic visit. Obama manna. Washington Post, Obama's manna. December 5th, 2008. From this article, written in Aussie publications, this is written: the Ryan sex scandal was political manna from heaven for the skinny kid with a funny name. The Ryan sex scandal was political manna from heaven for Barack Obama. Manna from heaven for Barack Obama. In this article, in 2012, Newsmax wrote, Hurricane Sandy could be manna from heaven for Obama. Manna from heaven. Remember, manna fell on the 16th day of the second month. So manna is synonymous with 216. Manna is synonymous with 666. Manna 216. Manna 666. So why is this term being used all the time, or was this term being used all the time in relation to Obama? Another article by ABC News. Obama religious ties are manna from heaven for GOP. Manna from heaven. Obama, manna from heaven. In this article by the Los Angeles Times, President Obama doesn't have a pastor problem. It goes on to say, according to the report, the Reverend Louis Leon said, "It drives me crazy when the captains of the religious right are always calling us back, for blacks to be back in the back of the bus, for women to be back in the kitchen, for immigrants to be back on their side of the border." Quotes like these, to use a religious term, are manna from heaven for the partisan-minded. The whole article is about Obama not having a pastor problem, and they use the term manna from heaven. Obama pays tribute to Gandhi in 2010. In this article it says, this was like manna from heaven for the president, who once declared that the one person, living or dead, that he'd love to have dinner with would be Gandhi. Now, it would probably be a really small meal because he didn't eat a lot. Obama joked then about Gandhi's fasting. So, Obama used the term. This was like manna from heaven for the president, eating with Gandhi. And in this article by the Associated Press, Republicans lack votes and appetite to end Obamacare. They lack appetite to end Obamacare. And in this article, it talks about manna from heaven. This was 2018. So we've seen articles from 2008 all through the stretch of his presidency, all the way here to 2018, and they've been talking about manna from heaven connected to Obama this whole time. None of us understood this, or I haven't seen anybody else talk about this. I hadn't seen this personally before this. And now that I'm looking at the 16th day of the second month, and I'm realizing that manna fell from heaven on this day, I wanted to see if somehow Barack Obama was connected to manna from heaven. So here in this article, Republicans lack votes and appetite to end Obamacare. There's still a process that we have to go through, and people have to be aware of it, said Senator Bill Cassidy, Republican, Louisiana, who opposes the health care program. You don't just drop it from heaven like manna. Okay, guys, here's the Antichrist bringing manna from heaven, or manna from hell. The 16th day of the second month, May 21st, 2019, 7 days after the end of the 70th year of Israel, the day the flood began, May 22nd, 2019, the 17th day of the second month, as is written in Genesis 7:11. So here we have a midnight conjunction between the 16th and the 17th, when the 16th day of the second month is when the manna began to fall as they went into the desert. And here's the message. The desert wanderings began with the falling of the manna. Here is another connection to the wilderness wanderings and the Great Tribulation. Because it was as the manna that began to fall, they entered into the desert where they wandered for 40 years. And here is what it says in Revelation chapter 13. He causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads, that no man might buy or sell, save he that had the mark, or the name of the beast, or the number of his name. Barack Obama, the Antichrist. If you want to eat during the Great Tribulation, you'll have to take his mark, the number of his name, 216, Manna, 666, Manna. Please do not take the mark of the beast. If you are left behind, do not take the mark of the beast. I pray you are blessed today. This is Steve Fletcher with a trumpet for my people, the sign of his coming revealed.